Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the RetroSlot podcast. This week we'll be talking about Adventures of Lolo for the NES, a bunch of retro news. JSniperton, how you doing today?
Doing good. Just ended the stream a minute ago. Had to tend to something in a room that is sterile, and then
The kitchen?
yes, completely. But Destiny was down for like the entirety of the time that I wanted to stream it today because I was like, oh yeah, I'll jump over at like whatever 2 p.m. to do some retro games, and it was down. It was like, oh, originally it was gonna be opening up at 10 a.m. Then they're like, we're extending it to 1, and then at 1 they're like, we're extending it again. And with the new schedule that I have, like normally I'm streaming in the middle of the night and this stuff doesn't happen.
Right.
But during the day it happens a lot more. So this will be fun to do to
Yeah,
deal with
that's
that.
weird actually. Why would they happen? Well, I guess because they're working, so they got to do this stuff while they're working, as
Yeah,
opposed to like staying at work through the night to do it then.
sure. Yeah, it's all about them,
Yeah, right?
Just kidding, just kidding. But it was fun. We ended up doing like I opened up Chat GPT, whatever it is, and
Yeah.
was just putting in the most random premises, like, you know, d- construct me a rap about beautiful butts
Yep.
in the voice of Elmo or Darth
Okay.
Vader, or there was I asked it to describe what a moose knuckle was in a
Uh-huh.
man's pants in the
Described by
voice.
Yoda.
Yeah, well, I did Yoda for some stuff. I did by Betty White.
Okay.
Yeah, and she said, "The crotchal region?" She's like, "The crotchal region."
You know, like Betty White says.
There was a verse in the Elmo rap that said, "My rhymes are," because it was about farts.
Yeah.
Okay, about farts in the voice of Elmo. It was a rap, and one of the lines was, "My rhymes are so tight, just like my sphincter." And I
Wow.
lost it. I was like, "Elmo,
Elmo's
I
burning
had
down
no
the house.
idea." Yeah, it was great. I was cackling. Nobody in chat cared. I think it was whatever.
That technology is so fun to mess around with, but it scares me to my bones.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like I was like kind of thinking the other day, like, how long is it going to be until you can write a script in ChatGPT and then just have it create a YouTube video based on
You can
that
do that. You can do
script?
that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've
It's
already got the script written from ChatGPT. You can easily get like a voice to read
Mhm,
text. Like, how
mhm.
long is it before somebody just like creates something that'll just like put images on the screen based on what it says in the
You can do, like, still images. I don't know if you can do well, there is AI video technology. I don't know if it's
is there?
accessible to everybody yet, but it definitely does exist.
Well, there goes my job. I gotta
You'd
start
still have
looking
to
for a new
edit it
job.
together. You'd probably still have to edit it together and stuff, but you could do the different pieces and do that probably.
Yeah. Wow.
Work smarter, not harder, I guess.
Right? How long is it going to be until somebody creates a VTuber using AI?
They've done it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
It's
pretty
just like
sure that
completely
somebody
fake
that
person.
just reads chat, you know, responds to chat and stuff. I don't know. I swear that
Unbelievable.
it's happened. Yeah. Brilliant. Let's
Wow.
do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it,
let's do
Briar.
it.
You and
Let's
me.
start up 100 channels. One of them's got to hit.
Instant millionaires. What could
Right.
go wrong?
Instant millionaires. The best advice I ever got in my adult life was find work that makes you money while you're sleeping.
Mhm.
And that seems like it's one of those things.
Yeah. Live 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
never needs to go offline.
Yeah, never has to go offline. Doesn't need really any input from you once you've got it set up. I'm sure you're going to have to fix it every once in a while when things go wrong. But, I mean, damn.
I will say though, apparently people kept bringing because when we were going over this stuff, people kept bringing up. Did you hear about the Amazon bot that uninstalled itself from they put AI into an Amazon bot to like do packages and stuff,
Yeah.
like and it uninstalled itself from the bot because it's
Oh,
like
was this the one that
I
like they
can't
show
do it.
like is this that video that I saw where that bot is like loading packages and
Yeah,
then
I
it
think
just like
so.
falls over? Is that
Yeah,
what happened?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh shit. Man, we are
Like, I'm
living in the
out.
dystopian future. It
Can't
has
do it.
arrived. 20XX is here.
All that stuff terrifies me.
Yeah, man. It's super scary. Like, the scariest thing is, like, what happens when all of this is so good that, like, you don't need humans to do most things anymore? You can, like, you need an idea,
Hmm.
and then you just have, AI and robots do it. Like, like, you don't need truck drivers because you got AI driving the trucks. You don't need people working at grocery stores because you got robots stocking shelves and checking you out. You don't need anybody working at drive-throughs because you order on your phone and it just like hands you stuff out the window. Like, what do we do with 7 billion people on this planet who don't have jobs? There's like no need for us anymore because it's cheaper to have a robot do it. What do we do
What
with all
if
those people?
what if it becomes like a marketplace, like realty, like real estate, where you're buying and leasing and selling robots with different skill sets?
Yeah, but we're not going to own robots, right? Amazon is going to own robots.
Sure.
Stop and Shop is going to own
True.
robots. We're not going to own robots, and even if we did, it wouldn't be more affordable for them to rent them from us than it would be to just buy their own, right?
I don't think this will ever happen, and you want to know why?
Why?
Hackers.
Oh, interesting.
It's only a matter of time before, some anarchist hacker group or something like hacks into some system and screws with that stuff to the point where it's like dangerous.
That's just acceptable losses.
It's like a King Farquaad. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yes, we killed 100 people yesterday, but quarterly profits are up, and we think we can handle the lawsuit.
God, humanity. I mean, have you heard of the chaos GBT thing?
No, what's that?
GPT. So they are
I'm cracking
creating
this
an
beer.
AI.
This is too heavy.
Somebody, yeah,
We're supposed to talk about old video games. What the fuck happened?
Sorry. It's topical. Somebody created, I don't know the full depth of it, but it was on Twitter, so it's true. Uh Somebody created a bot and they fed it the premise of like humanity is an infection on this earth
Uh-huh.
and it's your job to right that wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then the chaos GBT starts coming up with like ideas of how to rid the earth of the infection that is humans.
Okay.
And it's like I need to start getting other programming and AI involved in this pursuit, like independently of human. Like I'm like it basically saying like I'm gonna start uh like a mercenary group kind of thing where they're gonna like pay people to like do shit. Like,
Oh,
you
the
know,
AI is going to pay humans to kill other humans?
pretty sure.
I mean, if the AI is smart enough, it can hire humans to do like small
Sure.
jobs independently, and those humans don't even know that they're contributing to the larger cause of exterminating life on Earth. So for the robot future.
Yeah.
Dude, we're so fucked.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, there are people on this planet that just want to see everything go up in flames. And if they're smart enough, like,
Yeah.
like, is there really anything we can do to stop it? You know? I don't
Yeah. I don't know.
know. Getting pretty doom and gloom here on the RetroSlot.
Right?
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to change the subject. I got a funny story for you.
How have you been? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I not good. I had an ear infection, which I'm prone
Oh.
to. I don't know. I've got like miniature ear canals. It's a problem when I'm scuba diving as well. It's just like I get water in the ear canal and they get infected, right? Even taking a shower. So I was told by the doctor I need to start wearing earplugs when I shower to keep from getting water in my ears, which sucks because once you put earplugs in your head, you can now hear the shower beating on your skull. It's not good. Not a good sound. So one of the things they did is they wanted to clean my ears. And what they have is imagine like a spray bottle, like, like the finger squeeze spray bottle, right? They put like a mixture of warm water and hydrogen peroxide in that. And then they stick it in your ear and squeeze it as hard as they can to try and flush out any, let's call it debris, that is inside your ear.
Sure.
So they do that.
What
and
are you putting in your ears, man?
Q-tips are bad. You don't put Q-tips in your ear. A big old piece of cotton fell out of my ear, which is gross.
Oh.
Who knows how long it's been in there. Anyhow, they do that for a while, and then they look in. We got a little more in there. Keep going. And while they're doing this, I can kind of feel like they put like a cup under my ear to try and catch the let's say, effluent. But I can kind of feel it like draining down my face, draining down my neck, draining down like kind of the side of my body. But I'm not really concentrated on where this water is going so much as there's somebody with a spray bottle firing high pressure water into my ear, right? That's kind of really my focus. So we're all finished up, they're done. And I kind of start like kind of getting my faculties about, and I realize all this water has been draining down the front of me directly into my crotch. So it now looks like I have peed myself.
Like straight upwards.
Yeah. Like really, there's like a puddle of water
like going
in my crotch. So I think this is hilarious, and I point it out to the doctor, and we're kind of laughing about it. They're apologizing, like they didn't mean to do that to me, and now I've got to like walk out to the car.
You need like a haircut bib or something to put on.
Yeah, yeah. So of course, like there's a mirror in the office, so I take a selfie of me with wet pants and immediately send it to my wife. I'm like, look at this. Looks like I wet my pants. I was really scared of the doctor's office.
Is that the punchline? I was hoping somebody would be like absolutely mortified or something about it.
Right, and she texts me back, "Did you piss your pants?"
Like, what happened?
No. Like that wouldn't.
You just got to double down at that point. Yes.
It's ridiculous. Like the difference between sending somebody a picture of you with wet pants, if you actually had peed your pants, I don't think you send that picture, right?
No.
Like you try and keep that on the download. But if it just looks like you peed your pants, but you didn't actually pee your pants, I mean, that's fair game. I'll send that picture to whoever.
That's a good excuse. That'd be a good cover, actually, if you actually did pee your pants. Like, look, looks like I peed my pants. Yeah. How hilarious is that? I'm gonna go this way. Just act like it's a big scam.
Yeah. I was working on video all day today. I was making a YouTube video. You might actually be able to see behind me. There's a arcade stick right there. I was doing I was upgrading that arcade stick, putting new buttons, putting new artwork on it. And it was funny. I was actually the inside, the wiring all has to be. You got to take all the buttons off and then put all the wiring back to each individual button. And I tend to just like snap a picture of the wiring and then just refer to that picture when I go back to put all the stuff back on. And I've got the camera set up above the arcade stick, so it's like it's shooting down at the arcade stick, and I'm talking as I work, and I'm sticking wires onto this thing, and my arm brushes against the camera or the phone and swipes the picture to the left, and there I am standing in the mirror with a big old wet spot.
Is that on the video?
My pants, yeah. So I was once again confronted with the decision.
Just don't say anything. Just let it go quickly, like swipe out.
Right? Like just don't say a word about it.
I would. Oh,
yeah. So now
you guys didn't hear it here. You didn't hear it here. This is a secret.
Right.
You get secrets here on the podcast.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do. I might like cover it up with like a blur, or I might just leave it there, or maybe I should just like pause the video and slowly zoom in on that picture of me standing in the doctor's
while you're
office.
talking about the joystick.
Yeah.
The joystick has a really good firmness. It's really got some good aspects and firmness inside of it. So
yeah, maybe I'll just like kind of slow it down and do a slow zoom in to my wet crotch. Anyhow, that's my story.
Nice.
Been spending a lot of time with wet pants lately, as one does. We're getting older. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. I've had some stories about wet pants. We'll keep those for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a lot of retro news to talk about. I don't know.
Dude,
Do we have a
actually, there
lot?
was a bunch that
Okay.
I didn't even put on here.
I
Like there
couldn't
was so
believe
much.
you put a Mr. story in the news, honestly. I was
Well,
like,
it was like 4. Like it was 4 separate stories and I put them under like one bullet point because it's
yeah.
just like okay, so I can't remember if we talked about this before about Pokemon Stadium coming to the Nintendo Switch online expansion pack, but it is currently available as of April 12th as part of the expansion pack. I was trying to figure out like I can't imagine there's any way to load Pokemon into the game, which is a lot of the fun of the original games.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I imagine they maybe have just like base Pokemon to use there or something like that. I didn't check it out, but
Yeah, I wonder how that works. Because that was kind of the point, right? It was like you could finally fight your Pokemon on the big screen against other Pokemon, right?
yeah, it wasn't required to have the transfer pack and whatnot, but was a huge perk for sure, and it was
Okay.
included in the first game too, so
The transfer pack was?
yeah,
Huh.
it came in a big box.
Because I know you can, like, you have been able to transfer your Pokemon from game to game to game as you go along, right?
Yeah, if you have whatever the bank, Pokemon box, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
bank box, bank.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for those are fans, I've never actually no, I have played it a little bit. I didn't play it a ton though back in the day, but I might check it out because I have the expansion pack. So, Super Mario Brothers movie. For those who haven't, have you seen this yet?
No, I have not gone to the movie theater to watch this. It was yesterday was
Okay.
my wife's birthday, and she's like, "Do you want to go to the movies?" I'm like,
For your birthday, I have the perfect movie for you.
but no, we didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go at all. Okay. We went not the weekend that just happened, the weekend before. We saw it on Saturday and it was good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
that's what I hear. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if you're really picky about stuff, you're like, ah, it's a little surface level, whatever. It's a kids movie. You
right.
know, it's not the enlightened version we had in the 90s, which actually we watched this last weekend as a community too. Like 20 of us in Discord were watching the original Mario Brothers movie. It was pretty awesome.
The fact that there's a large disparity between the user reviews and the critic reviews does not surprise
Yes.
me at all.
No.
But it is good that the user reviews as high as they are because that
Yeah,
means
I
they
usually
really
enjoy
nailed it.
movies. Yeah, I usually enjoy movies that are like that. There were actually it made me realize there's a bunch of Mario games that I haven't played in the last 10 years. At least
Interesting.
very much because there's some references in there that I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a reference to one of the games recently, and I just have no idea what it is.
Okay.
You know, because there's been some games like on Switch and even like the Wii U and stuff like that that I didn't really put much time into.
Really?
So, but it's funny you know, it's not really spoilers, but they kind of treated a lot of the NES Mario stuff as like antiques and like a mark. They're like, yes, this whistle you used to blow it, and it would like take you places, and like it's just funny. I don't know, just the references that they had was pretty cool. You could definitely tell that Illumination and Nintendo took a lot of care in their like just production of it. It's
That's
nice.
good. I'm sure that's why the user reviews are so high, right? It's because
Right.
like it sounds like it's a fun movie to watch, like on a basic level, but it also like really treats the source material with a lot of respect.
Yeah. It makes me think like why wouldn't with the like blockbuster hit that it is, why wouldn't they bring other video game IPs into the mix? You know what I mean?
Well, I think
Like
they're gonna.
Zelda or Metroid or whatever else, you
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
Now
well, for the longest time, all those movies were just terrible. Like all of them, every single
yeah,
one. Like the
true.
highlight was like the Mortal Kombat movie, which going back and
The
watching
newer
now,
one.
no, the old one, the first one from
Okay.
the
Yeah,
'90s.
I
Like,
loved the music
yeah,
in that movie.
yeah. At the
Great.
time, it was a highlight. Going back, it
Sure.
it, it doesn't super hold up well.
Same
And
with
then the
like the
Tomb
Street
Raider
Fighter
movie
movie.
with Angelina Jolie, like that got mixed reviews, but like
Yeah.
for a video game movie, it was as good as they get. But now recently with the Sonic movie, with the Castlevania TV series, with this Mario movie, like I mean, things are looking much better, and it looks to me like it's not a stretch to say, well, if we treat the material with respect and we stick to what people like about these characters, then we're gonna have a lot more success than having Jean-Claude Van Damme be Guile
Yeah.
you know, the American Air Force pilot. You know,
Less
like
it seems like they're figuring out less star power, more production and script power.
sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of star power in Mario for sure, but
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
it's very much like they're trying to be the characters, it seems like.
But I feel like most of the voice actors, maybe aside from Chris Pratt, are pretty big nerds. At
Yeah.
least a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, Jack Black, like huge gamer, for example, and I'm pretty sure like Keenan Ivory or Keenan, what's Keenan Ivory Keys,
Sure.
Keegan Michael Keys, sorry, and some of the other folks are definitely video game connoisseurs. So, anyways, so the reason that bringing the movie up,
Yeah.
with that aside, there's a couple of new products. They're doing some like relationship with products and stuff. There's a hot sauce you can get that's Super Mario Brothers themed. It's like a 3-pack of hot sauce for 69.99, which is, serious money.
What a
But I think
bargain.
yeah, they're pretty big bottles. And if you think, kind of niche, boutique type hot sauces can definitely go for like 20-ish dollars a bottle. So not unheard of. It comes in this cool display case kind of thing. Looks like a oversized book. Probably put it on the shelf. It's actually sold out right now. At least it was when I looked the other day. I don't know if it currently is. Yep,
Yeah, it
currently
is.
sold out. So
Yep.
there you go. Maybe I don't know how much was ever in stock, but anyways, so there's a soundtrack from I Am 8-Bit coming as well in cassette, CD, 7-inch vinyl with Peaches and the Mario wrap, and the double vinyl pink and yellow. Like it's wild. So the cassette and the CD are 19.99, which I believe has the full album. The 7-inch vinyl just has the 2-song EP and it's 12.99. And the double vinyl set's 42.99 with the pink and the yellow records.
Yeah, but the cool one is definitely the 7-inch. That is just a black record
Yeah.
with Bowser written across
Mhm.
it.
I don't know.
How was the music in the movie? Was it good?
Good,
Yeah.
good. And Jack Black composed and wrote a good chunk of them. And have
Okay.
you heard the Peaches song yet?
No.
It's pretty catchy.
Is it?
Peaches, 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 peaches. My
You're not
daughter listens
selling me
to it,
so far, I'll be honest.
and he does
That's
this
just
like,
one word repeated over and over again.
no, 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 no. So my daughter who loves music, she's not like a Jack Black fan by any means, but the Jack Black growl that is like, wow, like that thing.
Yeah.
She does that. She goes like peaches, peaches, wow. She like tries to do the growl thing. Hilarious. Anyways, yeah, the music is definitely a highlight too,
Cool.
to be honest. But a lot of it's just video game music made into cool music.
Yeah. I love that there's a cassette. That kind of makes me happy.
Yeah, I know. Like when have you seen a cassette in a set like this?
Yeah, I can't remember the last car I had that had a cassette player in it. But man, that was a fun time. Cassettes were a fun medium for music.
They were until you needed a pencil.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a bit of an inconvenience factor with the fact that they would just get like wrapped up in the. They could failure could be catastrophic.
Yeah,
But like the mixtape culture that kind of was
it's true. Yeah,
like going on
absolutely.
at the time, and the sharing of cassettes and the piracy of cassettes.
The
It was
ease
a
of
fun
like
time.
the ease of making and recording your own music and stuff, like
Yeah.
during that, it was really easy to copy or record your own stuff during that era. And then when it changed to CDs, it wasn't for a long time.
No, not for a long time. And they actively tried to keep that away from us based on what had happened with cassettes.
Right. But
Uh,
then mini disc came out and it was easy again to do that kind of thing. And then mini disc wasn't really that popular.
yeah, who the fuck? I don't know anybody who had a mini disc player at the time. Really?
I did.
I
I
mean,
did because it was a really, really good because it was before MP3 players. It was a really, really
it was
good way
like a
to
day and a half before MP3 players.
it was like 3 or 4 years, yeah. So I had one because one of the highlights was that you could just plug pretty much any 2.5-inch microphone into it, and record on the spot, like mobile. So when I was going on tour for drum corps stuff, I had a mini disc player and I was like recording drum lines and our drum line and stuff like that. And you could fit quite a bit onto a singular mini disc. So it was, and the original MP3 players really didn't have any good recording capabilities at all
No.
for
No.
forever. You know, a couple of them did, but
No, you really made that disc on your computer and then would,
yeah.
you know, the MP3, there were MP3s before Napster, but you'd never heard of it until Napster, right? And then everybody had one. And
Yeah.
do you remember MP3 players at the time were CDs, right? You'd burn your MP3s onto a CD
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
that was,
Like, I can put 10 albums on this one CD. This is amazing.
it was amazing. And I got them for free. I didn't pay
Yeah.
$18 for them at
Yeah.
Strawberries or HMV or wherever.
Yeah. I'm not proud of my piracy days, but, you know, as teenagers, it was very much the norm. I
Yeah.
was one of the first kids I was one of the first kids in our high school that had a CD burner.
Uh-huh.
I remember because my mom I was, like, whatever, freshman in high school. It's, like, 2001? Or no, it was, like, 99 or 2000. It was early, and my mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna give you $200 for your birthday. You can get anything you want. What do you want?" I was like, "CD burner." She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes." Because what I did, I was an
Parents just don't
entrepreneur, man.
understand.
I would charge $10 and either I could burn a CD that was like, you know, this was Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP era
Mm,
or the Slim Shady LP. I could burn a CD for $10 or I could make you a 10 CD mixtape of any songs that you wanted for $10. And I would spend hours downloading shit on Napster and burning the stuff and, you
yeah.
know, $200 got made back pretty quick.
Yeah. The CD player's paying for itself, Mom. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
exactly,
about.
exactly. Yeah, I always had that kind of hustler mentality. This is just weird. All right. Next story is this is kind of odd. They're gonna make a 20-foot tall Donkey Kong arcade cabinet at the Strong Museum of Play in New York.
Okay.
20 feet tall.
That's cool. I'm in.
Explain to me the logistics of how this is gonna work,
Okay,
Brad.
I'm actually a little bit disappointed in this story because when I clicked on the link and the picture shows a like full scale 20-foot tall arcade cabinet with what appear to be scale buttons and a joystick, but then in the front it's got like normal size buttons and a joystick. And
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, there's
oh, lame. I want to use like
Could you?
yeah. I want to use this like beach ball size like ball top joystick and like buttons that you gotta like slam with your whole hand.
Oh man. It just gets
I hope those big controls at least work.
yeah, that would be dope.
That's
And
awesome.
this is coming out in June, I believe, in New York. So
I'll be
30th.
honest with you. If I remember next time I'm in New York and if I can somehow remember this exists, I would like to go see this.
Well, the Museum of Play, I imagine, would be just a cool place to go to be honest.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. The Strong
I haven't
National
either.
Museum of Play.
Yeah.
If I just buy
The
tickets right now,
Yeah.
then I'll just go.
force yourself to go.
Yeah, because I hate wasting money.
So you spend more money so that you don't waste money. That makes so much sense. I'm saving $50. You spent 300. What do you mean? The next story is speculation, but there's leaks that have been coming out about a new Jet Set Radio game
Yeah.
in development by Sega. So no official announcement yet. These
No,
are
they've
kind of
officially said that they're
Oh, they
working.
have?
Yeah, they're working on this and
Okay.
Crazy Taxi.
Okay.
They announced that last year.
Oh. Okay. Why did this say yeah, okay. These are just leaks of the stuff from 2001. These pictures are from 2001. So they've been or 2021, excuse me. They've been working on this for a couple of years now.
Makes sense. Hopefully, it comes out soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Are these pictures from? These are leaked pictures of the new version.
I believe so.
It doesn't look much different from the old version, does it? It just looks like higher res.
I'm fine with that.
I guess
It's
I am
it's
too.
it had a cell shaded style, you know, it's kind of like Borderlands. It's
Yeah.
pretty like iconic and it holds up pretty well to be honest in my opinion.
I
Comic book style.
Yeah, I would say so too. What doesn't quite hold up as well are the controls. So I hope they kind of take another pass at the controls because,
Sure.
post Tony Hawk, you just expect skating games to be a little better. I love this
didn't put a
game.
lot of
I still own a
yeah.
copy of this game. One of the few Dreamcast games I held on to.
I think I played it a little bit on Xbox because it was on Xbox a little bit later.
Yeah.
When Dreamcast went kaput.
I think it was
They
Jet
had that
Set
like
Radio
Jet Set.
Future.
Yeah, they had the Jet Set Radio Future plus Sega GT disc set thing that you got as a pack in.
Oh, really?
I played a lot of hours of Sega GT.
It was
Actually,
a
it's a
good
good
game.
game. I don't think many people played it. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sega used to make awesome racing games, and they just stopped. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Well, Forza kind of is the king of all. It's kind of hard to overtake Forza on that front now.
Yeah, but I don't want every game to be so hyper realistic, right? Like
Sure.
they made a new cruising game, Cruising Blast, a couple years ago, and that was so
Yeah,
fun.
I heard that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I want another Burnout game that's
Oh yes,
reminiscent of the
dude.
original Burnouts, where you had the contest, where you had the movie set, and you had the goal of doing a specific stunt shot or whatever.
The
Like the
crash
later
mode.
Burnout games they like took that away, and I was like,
Yeah,
that was the whole point of the Burnout games.
it was
Like,
so
why would
fun.
they take that away?
We'd sit like I had a group of friends. We didn't do this a bunch of times, but we did it a few times. We'd sit there in front of the computer or the Xbox and the TV for hours, just trying to get a higher and higher score because it was all score
Mhm.
based, right? It's like you'd run your car into an intersection that was always exactly the same, like the same amount of cars
Mhm,
coming from
mhm.
the same direction, same like big tractor trailer trucks, and then you just try and cause as much damage as you can. But you also could kind of control your car after the crash and kind of like
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it like
like
kind of
aftershock.
slide and float a little bit. Oh man, it was so fun. You're right. And like they just stopped doing it. They continued along like with Burnout Paradise,
Yeah, it
but
was
they
more of an
got rid of
open
that
world
crash mode
racing game.
was so
Yeah.
fun. That game also, I don't remember which Burnout game it was, but it would access the camera of your Xbox when you're playing multiplayer. And when another player crashed you, it would snap a picture of you and throw it up on their screen so
I
you
didn't
can
know that.
see the look
That's
of the person who
funny.
you just crashed into a wall. Yeah, that was an amazing feature. You could never get away with that. Privacy stuff is too intense. But like
Yeah.
that must have been an Xbox 360 game. Maybe it was Burnout Paradise. I can't remember which Burnout game did that, but it was an amazing feature.
That's funny. They need to put that like in the arcade or something.
Yeah.
Uh, and in that same vein, like I used to love Carmageddon, and they
Yeah.
had done a Kickstarter a handful of years back of a new Carmageddon game. But the problem was just the production value was really low, and it just didn't run very well. It was super buggy,
Yeah.
and it was really disappointing. Because I was super excited at the thought of a new Carmageddon game, because it's just, yeah, racing for pink slips and murdering cars and people that are walking on the side of the
Death
road.
Race 2000 style, just mowing people down for points.
Uh, I know, I had a lot of fun with that game. Nintendo. So you probably talked about this on side quest, I imagine, about how E3 kind of went kaput.
Yeah.
Probably starting from the top, where Microsoft, Nintendo, PlayStation, they're like, yeah, we're not going to go. Uh, Nintendo, much like Treehouse, they're just like, hey, why don't we just have our own event? So they're going to do a Nintendo Live event in September in Seattle. What I'm
That's
hoping
awesome.
for is that it's going to coincide with PAX. Can you
That's
imagine?
usually in September, right?
Yes, it's
PAX.
usually Labor Day weekend,
Okay.
like right before school starts back up, usually, and at least out here. So I'm going to be up there for PAX. I live in Portland, so it's just a drive up there. And if they did that event, I would probably spend more time at the Nintendo event than PAX, to be honest.
Interesting.
The thing
Yeah,
that I
even
would,
if it wasn't like officially part of PAX, but it happened kind of like, nearby on the same weekend, that'd be convenient for a lot of people.
the thing that's going to be inconvenient probably is just the amount of people are going to go, and the wait times for things and all that stuff is not something I generally look forward to, because whenever they
Yeah.
have a PAX display, the lines for it are like 3 hours long to do anything, just to like play a game that's coming out in a month. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it never really struck me as something that I wanted to spend my time at PAX doing.
Yeah, that's not. I don't really ever play much video games when I go to that kind of thing.
No,
It's like
no.
I'll look like over the shoulders and
Sure.
just kind of see, or if like somebody specifically says, "Hi, Briar, we'd like to show you this game."
Yeah.
Like no
You're a
wait
content
time,
creator, you don't need, yeah,
right?
or
Then
maybe it's
I'll
5
check
or
it out.
10 minutes.
But I usually don't even like doing it because I don't really feel that I get a good feel for a game in that loud environment with like somebody talking in my ear, standing up, Like, you know what I mean? It's just not like
Yeah.
conducive to me really getting a feel for a game.
Sure. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes for the Nintendo event. I just don't want them to do it a different weekend. Like, would it make any sense for them to do a PAX display and their own event in the same month? Would that make fiscal sense at all?
I don't know. It does make me think that they must have a good year coming up, right? To be
Yeah.
wanting to do this. I hope this is like an indication that we're looking at like some really strong software coming in the very near future, because it's
Well,
been
Zelda,
light. Well, this will be
the
after
new Zelda.
Zelda.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah. Metroid Prime, possibly. Maybe a Switch 2.
oh, good point.
I think that's wishful thinking, but that'd be awesome. They could announce it in Seattle. It could come out in 2024.
Sure.
I don't know that they do that though. They don't like announcing stuff and then like
Way
missing out on
before.
holiday sales on their current stuff.
Yeah. They like being like, "Hey, we're announcing it and it'll be available next week."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Or announce it in
Or
January after all and then release it in March. Isn't that what they did with the Switch? They announced
I
it in
don't
January.
remember.
It came
Probably.
out in March
Yeah,
or April.
makes sense. Yeah, because then if they announce it before Christmas, then they're losing out on sales because people are like, "I'm just gonna wait."
Yeah. 100%.
It's smart, but it also sucks as a consumer.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh Sorry, go ahead.
now's not the time to buy a new Switch hardware, I would say.
No, definitely not.
Although that
And they're
new
coming
Zelda
out with
one
so
looks
many.
cool.
There's, I was like, they're coming out with so many like special ones. It's funny.
Yeah.
In the same vein as Pokemon Stadium being available on Switch Online, Dig Dug 2, which is not a big name game, but it is available for the $20 NES catalog on the Nintendo Switch library. So if you've never played Dig Dug or Dig Dug 2, which Dig Dug 2 is kind of a more obscure game, not as popular, but you can play it for if you have
Oh,
the
wow. This is a very different looking game.
yeah.
Interesting.
There you go. You had mentioned that I put Mr. stuff on here.
Yeah. Shocking.
And it's because there's 5 different stories that involved Mr. And I was like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna compile these all into one kind of bullet point. So
Yeah.
there's new stuff coming to Mr. And some of it's already here, some of it's coming, some of it's just been announced. So I'll quickly go down, and if Briar wants to talk about anything specifically, just let me know. So IRM M92 hardware / like the arcade games that they have is now available for the Mr.
Yeah.
Which
This is awesome.
they have.
There's some major big deal games in here. In the Hunt, Gun Force 2. Gun Force 2, and In the Hunt are made by the people who left IRM to form, is it called Nazca? And then they made the Metal Gear, Metal Slug games. So they're a big deal. There's some really cool Ninja Baseball Batman. I don't know what that is, but I definitely want to play it. Right?
Well, that's the one that we talked about last episode,
Oh,
right?
that's right.
Where it's the baseball player, and it's basically like a final fight
Yeah.
beat 'em up game.
That's awesome.
He's a baseball bat man,
Yeah.
not Batman.
No.
Batman,
Yeah.
the man with a bat,
Very,
and he
very,
baseball bat.
very small difference. R-Type Leo is a game that's never come out on a home console before, so this is actually pretty exciting. There's a bunch of cool stuff in here, and it's all free. You just download it.
Completely 100% legal and free. It's not actually free or legal.
It's definitely free.
You got to pay for your internet, Briar. It's not absolutely free.
Okay.
I do the Dane Cook not absolutely free argument. Back 20 years. Tamagotchi. This is one that I'm excited for. Tamagotchi is coming to Mr.
Those were like those little handheld things, right?
Yes. And I believe it's also coming to Analog Pocket as well. So if you want to murder virtual pets or clean up their poop, you'll be able to do so soon. Smile.
I remember at the time being very confused why these were so popular. Being a pet owner myself.
Sure.
Like, why would you?
Well, it's like, why do people like Sims games or,
I don't know, Jay.
real life simulators?
Like,
You're doing the
I
same
completely
shit.
get why a sim to fly like an F-14 Falcon, that
Sure,
is cool.
sure. Stuff
'Cause
you'll
I'm
likely never get to do.
right. I even understand why farming simulators are, like, completely, like, really popular because, I'm never gonna own a farm, but it would be cool to, like, just, like, play with the tractors and plow straight lines, but I definitely own too many animals, and I'm kind of upset about it.
Maybe you weren't the key demographic, I think
Yeah, I
there was a
think
lot
that's
of kids that
definitely
had
true.
these that didn't have pets,
Yeah. A lot of them did
and
have pets, though, that they
it's true.
didn't take
It's
care of.
still like, when you were in school, did you have to take care of any kind of baby or anything as an assignment?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we had
also
to do the
kind of like
egg.
that.
We had to
So,
keep an egg for a week,
yeah,
and we were graded on it. The condition of the
yeah.
egg was our score,
Just
which
buy
I
another
thought
egg.
was ridiculous because I played sports and I rode a bicycle home.
So you didn't do well on that assignment.
I did well. I protected my egg because I cheated and I left him in my fucking locker the entire time.
I'm learning a lot about you, Briar. All right. Next one, again, Mr. Stuff. Konami's Haunted Castle, which is
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's like originally part of the Castlevania story,
Yeah, it's like
but
a arcade game that was kind of developed like at the same time but by different people, and it's not well regarded. It's kind of cool just to like see like what Castlevania was like if imagined by different people, and for the arcade the graphics are actually really good, but it just doesn't play super good. I've
right,
never
the
played it.
redheaded
It's what I've heard.
stepchild. Yeah. So that I believe is available now.
Yeah.
Those that are interesting. This is probably the thing that I'm most excited about, actually.
Yeah.
The N64 cores are currently being developed in
Yeah.
Mister.
They're not positive that they can make this happen, but they're the same person who made the PlayStation Core, which is really good. Like it's impressive, is now like moving into N64 development, and he's going to give it a shot.
Well, I'm hopeful that like this is just the beginning, and then Analog can maybe finally come out with a piece of hardware that
N64.
can run carts. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Solve a lot of problems for me. And then the last piece from the last 2 weeks about the Mister is that Mister saves you'll be able to port to the Analog Pocket.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can't do that already, because I know that you can move your Mr. saves back and forth from a cartridge. So
Maybe you can just do it through like a memory card or something.
yeah, maybe. I haven't read this
Remove
story.
one step.
I'm not real sure why you couldn't do that before.
Yeah, good point. Good point. And then you got the next one?
Yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. Bitmap Books. I like Bitmap Books. They make a lot of cool stuff, mostly books specifically. They're coming out with a new book called The New History of the Run and Gun Genre. They're just getting to writing this, so it's not going to come out super fast, I believe. But it's being written by Dave Cook, and heck, run and gun games are cool as hell, so I'll definitely check this book out when it comes. I don't know if you could pre-order it. I'd like to just be able to pre-order it so I don't forget about it when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I do that.
Yeah.
But I really like Bitmap Books a lot. Like I have several other books at this point, and they're very high quality. They have a lot of information in them. It's not just pictures, and it's also not just like when they do like big photo layouts. It's not just like, oh, here's the front of the box. It's like, we got the front of the box, we got the back of the box, we got, here's some of the coolest levels, here's an awesome boss, like they really, I feel like they go a little bit deeper than a lot of the other video game centric books that I've gotten.
Sure.
And I really like them. So I'm definitely going to check
Nice.
this out because it's definitely a subject that I would get into, the run and gun.
I don't believe there's a price for this yet, but what do they typically sell for? Like 30, 40 bucks?
Somewhere usually like 40 to 60, depending on like if you get the special edition and, if you get the hardcover and all that.
Sure. Cool. Probably talk about that more when it comes out, I imagine. Or
yeah, I definitely would like to order this. They make great gifts too. You know, because
Give one to your wife, you know.
yeah. Look, I got you the
I got this
compendium of
for
the
you.
Sega Master System, just
I
like
got this
you.
for you.
Yeah, I got it for you. Why is it inscribed to Briar Rabbit? Oh.
Obviously, we wouldn't do that. And
My wife's birthday was yesterday.
ooh, happy belated.
Yeah.
Mine's in like 4 weeks.
Oh,
Well,
happy birthday.
a couple of days before Mother's Day.
Oofa.
Oh, I was born on Mother's Day.
Ooh.
It lines up like once every 7-ish years.
I bet you
think
get
it lined
reminded
up.
of that a lot.
No, that's fine. My mom, fortunately, my mom goes the route of "you were the best Mother's Day gift ever."
Oh, good.
So she goes that route as opposed to the alternative. I was kind of a brat. So, Lolo.
Yeah. Jay, I'm really happy you brought this one up. This is not a game that I would kind of go to on my own, but I had a lot of fun playing this one, man. This is
I did too.
what would you call it? A top-down character-based puzzle game?
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of like Bomberman, at least the style of it and the directions and all that stuff. But yeah, it's very much kind of an advanced puzzle game, really. It's like a movement based. There's enemies. It almost feels like a puzzle adventure game
Yeah.
almost because it's not just puzzle mechanics. Like you have to go fast in some spots. Like you can't just
Yeah.
it's not like, it's kind of like Tetris where there's the puzzle aspect plus the speed aspect where you're really having to think quickly and all that stuff. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's set up like each screen is its own unique puzzle, and there'll be enemies that all have certain abilities. Like some of them will throw stuff at you, some of them will chase you, and then you have objects around that you can use to block enemies or to trap them or to do whatever. And then you have to like run around collecting hearts and get to, is it a treasure chest that you're trying to get to?
Yes. Yeah.
And get
The
like
treasure
this
chest.
pearl so you can move on to the next level. And each level is kind of unique. Like they build themes throughout, but
Sure.
each one is like its own kind of puzzle, and they can be brain teasers sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I had to
Um,
stop it. I played a little bit on stream right before the podcast.
did you?
Took me some time to get some of those levels.
Yeah, and sometimes I found that like I thought I was on the right track, and it was like it must be just timing. Like I'm just trying to like map out a route to run little Lolo around like this like map, and like I'm pushing blocks and I'm doing and like suddenly realize, oh no, I'm doing this like wrong. That's why it's like that's why I'm getting caught like halfway back to the treasure chest. And like some of them are real brain teasers. I was impressed with the design of these puzzles,
Sure.
and to think that there's 3 of these games on the NES, like dang, that's a lot of Lolo puzzles to like to
There's actually
to
10
invent.
games in this series.
Oh, really? Did they keep going
So
after the NES?
no, so it's like Japanese, European. So it's based on a game. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Eggerland. And so the first American version, I believe, is like the 4th in the series. And it's based on like the game that we got is based on some of the Japanese games that they got and the puzzles that they had. So the games that we
Oh,
got for 1 and 2 are basically like remasters. They just kind
okay.
of like ported a bunch of puzzles over. And the Adventures of Lolo that Japan got is like a completely different game that has completely new puzzles and different stuff in it. And it's really interesting how between Japan, Europe, and North America, it was all kind of different in different ways.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, the originals. Yeah, okay. So it's the 5th title in the Eggerland series. And then
This
there
one is?
was, yes, there's also an Adventures of Lolo 1 on Game Boy, but not in the US, only in Japan and Europe. And that's the 10th game in the series. So I think that's like the last
Oh,
one they
wow.
did. Yeah. So, and that was like all new puzzles and stuff as well.
Well, that'd be
So
worth playing on the Pocket, I bet. That'd be a really fun
yeah, I'm sure.
Pocket
You
game.
probably have to download the ROM, but I'm sure you can find it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's not already on there.
Or yeah. Well, to be fair, the Analog Pocket, I believe, is region free too. So if you got a PAL region cartridge or something, which probably isn't very expensive. The look on Briar's face right now is like he just farted and he's trying to hold in the smell or
Like
something.
the entire NES catalog for like including all regions is like, I don't know, it would fit on like a USB stick from 2002. You know, like it's when
Like,
you don't just download like some NES games, you just like
yeah,
download them all, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was cool, and I kind of want to. I do have all three of them complete in box, so I
Do
want
you
to
really?
check out. Yeah,
Oh man,
my second, my
I'm gonna finish this game. Well, I'm gonna play more of this game. I don't know if I'm gonna
it's
finish
tough. I got to the fourth world or something. I think I beat about a dozen levels,
it. Oh, that's pretty good.
and I think the thing that is really fun about this, like, there's no real point for them to even have lives because you have unlimited continues,
Yeah.
and you can. So there's a button on your controller if you hit select,
Yeah.
because if you make a mistake and you push a block into a wall or something, you're like, "There's nothing I can do. I'm screwed." You just
Yeah.
hit select, and he commits.
It's like
You know,
in the first level, there's this like enemy that like falls asleep if it touches you, and
yeah,
it can trap you.
yeah. And so you just hit the button, and your character dies, and then you restart the level.
Yeah.
And yeah,
There should be a instant suicide button on more games.
it was like, oh, that's what that does. Okay, I did have to look in my book because fun fact, it was like the third level. I didn't realize. So you're like, okay, I put that guy in an egg. I pushed him. Now I can't fucking go anywhere. And then I
Uh-huh.
looked in the book, and it's like, if you put the egg and then you shoot him again, he floats away for a certain amount of time. I was like, why didn't I know this? Like, these are details you really need to know. And some of it is a little bit of trial and error, but I was like completely stuck on that third level for a good 10 minutes. And I was just like,
I
nope, no,
completely
there's
believe
nowhere
that.
to
Yeah.
go. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's very charming too, and the graphics are nice. Like it's a pleasing game. The music is pleasing, the graphics are nice. Like Lolo himself, like he animates very well, and he's just kind of cute. You know, he's like you root for Lolo while you're playing him.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
but
run, little guy,
on the other
run.
hand, you can kill him anytime you want to.
Yeah, and when you continue, it starts right on the level that you're on. There's no like
Yeah,
level sets or anything like that.
his death
But
is
I will
just a
say
press
the
of a
music
select
is
button away.
yeah. The music is not great because it just is so repetitive
Oh, okay,
that
I
it
didn't
just
mind it.
repeats over and over and over. And I'm pretty sure every level is the same song over and over and over. And so you're playing this game for
It's
like
like the
2 hours,
Princess Peach song.
and it's just like, but peaches, 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 peaches. Chat was like, I'm gonna be dreaming about this music. Like, really repetitive. I'm trying to think. Satoru Iwata. This was one of his first games that he produced. I think it was the third one that he had a producer credit on. Wasn't the first one, but he'd
Interesting.
only been because he worked on HAL. He worked in the HAL industry or whatever it's called, HAL Laboratories, and he'd only been there for a couple of years before this game came out. So it was the first game that, or the third game, excuse me, that he produced, which I
How
thought was interesting.
How Laboratories made the Kirby games too, right?
Correct. He was a big proponent of those games for sure. And for those that remember Homestar Runner, did you ever know of Homestar Runner?
No.
Strong Bad? No. Homestar1.net. No, nothing. Okay. For anybody of my generation, the game is mentioned in a Strong Bad email as being disapproved by the cheat's fictional friend Moses Malone, who hopes he saved the receipt. I don't know. I
The
don't remember the
basketball
exact
player?
story. Yeah, probably. It was like it was like 99, 2000, 2001 was around the time that Homestar Runner was around. It was when I was early in high school. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of funny that they referenced this specific game in a Homestar episode. You wouldn't think. Anyways. But yeah, pretty much all the other notes that I have. Oh, it's also available in the Switch library. I didn't know that before we had chose it.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I would have totally
So
played it
yeah,
there.
if you want to play it on the Switch library,
Oh
there's no real
shit.
need to because it's unlimited continues and all that stuff, but you can pause it,
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
you
having it
can't.
in the palm of your hands,
Yeah.
like, it's super convenient.
And you can't pause it on the NES or anything. Once you get started, and some of the enemies just keep going.
Yeah, but
You either murder yourself or you try to figure it out. I played it on the um whatever analog. I didn't play it on the Switch, but I thought that
Yeah,
was
I
cool.
played it. I played it on the Mister as well. I didn't play it on the Switch. If I'd known it was on the Switch, though, I probably would have played even more of it because this is a perfect game to be playing on the couch
Oh,
while
absolutely.
your significant other is watching something awful on television, like The Meg.
What is that?
You ever heard of a megalodon?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a movie where the megalodon comes back,
Oh,
and it's dumb.
it's like Sharknado.
I don't think it's not that good, honestly.
Oh man, it's like a college project
No,
somebody
I mean
worked on.
it's got Jason Statham in it,
Okay.
so there's that.
That's a big shock.
Yeah, that's pretty much captures the mood perfectly for that movie.
Uh,
Is
I
that
yeah.
it on Adventures of Lolo? So for the life of me, every time I write Adventures of Lolo, I want to put the in front of it, but it is not called The Adventures of Lolo. It is called Adventures of Lolo,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
I don't know. I just can't accept.
It is weird because he has more than one adventure.
It's true. He has many adventures, but isn't it all
There was
one long adventure?
yeah, there was something about it. I think you're Lolo and you're trying to rescue Lala or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah, she's always getting
Princess
herself in
Lala,
trouble.
and just the story is just kind of silly. Just the
Someday, Lolo is just gonna have to let her figure this out for herself. You know,
yeah. How many
like
games do you
you
have to
don't
play?
learn if people just keep rescuing you.
This is the Mario Peach situation all over again.
That's right. A lot of princess saving back in the 80s.
Yeah, very like. When are we gonna have a dude in distress?
Yeah,
Just like, what's his name? God, why can't I remember his name from The Matrix? The main actor,
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, just like, hey, I'm stuck in here, like as his Bill and Ted character or something.
Oh, okay. And then
Princess.
princess has to come save him, or what if he's the prince and a common lady has to save him?
Yeah, it's like a Rapunzel situation.
Yeah. Anywho,
Keanu Runzel. I don't know. Stupid.
um, is that it for Lolo?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless you got anything else.
Next episode, I got a favorite of mine that we'll be playing. It's for, of
What's
course, the Sega Genesis. It is The Revenge of Shinobi. Extra
Did we do
points. Wait, no, we didn't do Shinobi yet.
Have we?
Did we do Revenge of Shinobi? That's why we made the list.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. No, it's not on the list. Okay, Revenge of Shinobi. Extra points if you can get yourself a copy that has Spider-Man and Godzilla in it. And Batman. Batman too, I think. Batman's in it.
What? How do I know?
I'm not the video game collector here. I'm going to put the ROM in that doesn't say version B on it.
You don't even okay. So I have to figure out the versions.
I don't know if there's a way to tell by looking at the cartridge.
Oh, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Versions and who's in it? Godzilla?
I'm pretty sure Godzilla, Spider-Man, and Batman are all in the very first version of the game.
I'm sure that has no licensing issues whatsoever.
Well, there's a reason they're not in subsequent versions of the game.
And that there's only one release, probably. Cease and desist.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a cease and desist, but they definitely took them out of the game. Which is funny because those are all different license holders too. It's not like they just like did a bunch of like Marvel or a bunch of like DC.
Curious who owned all the rights back then, like in the 80s,
Yeah.
Early 90s, whatever it was.
Yeah. But that game is hella fun. It's not very difficult either. It should be a pretty easy beat. Using your ninja skills and magics.
I'm trying to figure out if I might own it. I do own it.
There you go.
I own it complete in box, I believe. Yeah. I don't have to buy it.
Nice.
I get to save time.
I own it as well, but I own the Genesis 6-pack You know, you familiar with that
Oh,
cartridge?
yeah,
Where
yeah.
it has like 6 games on it. It was at one point a pack-in with
Mhm.
one of the models of Sega Genesis. Uh, and it's got like that columns. It might have Super Monaco, some version of Sonic. It's got a bunch of games on it, and one of them
Yeah.
is Revenge of Shinobi. So I'd like to get a box copy. I might take this opportunity to do that. It's not expensive. It's $50 or $60, I think.
Yeah, 60-ish, yeah. Cool.
You getting pickups this
Awesome.
week?
I don't. I have a
Oh.
couple of things on the way,
Oh,
but
okay.
nothing that I picked up. You got anything?
I don't have anything new. I did talk about Breakers collection. I don't remember, was it last time we met or the time before that? I've been playing a ton of that game. It is a very interesting game because it's a PlayStation 5 game, but it does not support PlayStation 4 controllers. And when Sony released the PlayStation 5, they said that PlayStation 4 arcade sticks will work on the PlayStation 5. But what they actually meant was that PlayStation 4 arcade sticks will work if the game supports legacy controller mode, which Breakers Collection does not. So it has become my tester for will this controller work on a PlayStation 5 or not? And I actually made a video recently on the YouTube channel like, hey, here's what games work with controllers, like which controllers work on a PlayStation 5 and which don't, and with which games do they work. Breakers Collection was actually really important, but every time I would test out a controller with it, I would end up playing for 30 minutes, which really extended the length of time it took me to make that video.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I really like that game. Tia is my go-to character. She's the one who has like an aerobic outfit from the 1980s
Nice.
with like leg warmers and like a leotard. She's awesome. And she does like a dragon punch, and she does like Chun-Li's like multi-kick thing. I can't remember what that's called. It's a really fun game.
I just remember the sound she makes when she does it.
The hi.
So, Revenge of Shinobi, right? Not Shinobi 3 and Shadow Dancer. Where was the original Shinobi? Was that Master System?
Arcade, then Master System. Yeah.
Okay. I just went to price charting and put in Shinobi, and there's no like
Shinobi for Master System, also not an expensive game. It must have been one of the most popular Master System games because it's not very expensive.
Sure.
But it's like a must-have. If you get a Master System, you want that game.
Yeah. Makes sense. Kind of like Sonic back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I think that's it then. That's the show.
Short and sweet. I thought it was going to be longer. There was a lot of news and stuff to go over.
Yeah. Well, we organized and discussed that news with ruthless efficiency.
We didn't go on too many tangents. This is the opening segment.
Yeah.
About the fall of mankind.
We caused our entire audience existential dread and then moved on to video games. That's our gift to you, audience.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna write down Revenge of Shinobi in our notes for next week's game. And I think we're good. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll be discussing Revenge of Shinobi as long as all the retro video game news. Jay, have an amazing 2 weeks. I'll see you actually in 2 days.
That's right. You will.
And there's going to be some interesting news, in like community-focused news on the Destiny front. That's for sure.
Yes. The community has been imploding a little bit the last couple of days.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.